Okay, we've got a bit of a situation here. This sometimes happens when you're doing finishing work. What has happened, or what appears to have happened, is that we have hit a framing nail with our finishing nail when putting the trim on, and the trim nail got deflected and came out the surface of our work. So we're going to show you how to fix that now. G'day, Pat the Backyard Builder here. Got a little bit of a problem here. We're doing some finishing in the library, and while I was nailing with the finishing nail, I must have hit something in behind the wood, either a framing nail or a really hard knot or something like that. But what has happened is the finishing nail has turned around and it's come twisted, and it blew out the surface of my finished wall, and we've got to fix that. That's fairly easy to do. Basically, what we're going to do, we're going to take the Dremel tool here. We've got a really fine cutoff wheel, and we're just going to take that. We're going to cut the bent nail off. It's a lot easier to cut that nail off or something like this than to try to use something, say like a pair of side cutters, or worse, pull the nail through, because you just end up doing a lot of damage to the wood. So the easiest thing is to take a tool like this and just simply cut the nail off. Now that puts a little bit of a cut in the face of the wood, but that's minor consequence. You can repair that rather easily. So we're going to use the Dremel first to cut the bent nail, and then after that we're going to take some wood glue, and we're going to simply glue the blown out pieces of veneer. We'll work the glue to the back of the splinters, and then we're going to push them up. And then once we've got that in place, we're going to put a block in there, and we're going to put some pressure on it just to keep it all pushed back and flat while the glue sets and hardens. That should take about half an hour or so. Once it's all set and hard, then we'll just simply take some oak covered wood filler. We'll fill in any little holes there, and then just sand it, and we'll be good as new. So let's get started here. As always, safety first. Let's protect your hearing, and as well, don't forget your face shield. Protect your eyes, because you will be working fairly close to a blade that's spinning real fast. If any pieces happen to fly off or whatever, you don't want to get that in your eyes. So always remember safety first. Doesn't take really all that much to cut a finishing nail. They are small, they come off fairly quick, and it's just a matter now of just getting the glue and putting it up in behind the splintered pieces of veneer, and then just pushing it up into place, and then blocking it there while it sets. what I've done here, because my repair job is up on the ceiling, I've had to find a way to put pressure on it. Now obviously I can't put a clamp in there, I can't put weight on it because it's on the ceiling and gravity pulls down rather than up. So I had to be a little creative and find a way to put some pressure upward. What I've done is I've cut a stick that was the length from the floor to the ceiling, minus the width of a block, and then once I had the repair glue in place on the surface of the material, then I placed a piece of wax paper. Now it's very, very important that you remember to put the wax paper on, for the simple reason that if you don't, your block, because you've got wet glue up there, your block is going to be permanently adhered to your surface that you just fixed, and you're going to have a lot worse problems than you started out with. So do remember to put a sheet of wax paper up there, put the block in, holding that, then you just simply put the stick into place, just kick it in there, and you just make it just a little bit longer than the distance that you need to close the gap. Or do something like put a t-shirt under it so it doesn't scuff the floor, probably not a bad plan anyways. Just kick that in and put the pressure on. It'll just kind of tighten up like a bow, and it'll just push the pressure up and keep that piece of newly repaired material in place while the glue sets. Now, after this is all over, I like to leave that up there for about half an hour or so. Then you just simply take this off, fill in any holes that might be there with the wood filler, and then sand away, and you're good as new. Okay, once your glue is dried, now you just simply take your wood filler, put a little bit on your finger. You're going to have a little tiny slot where you cut the nail off, and just simply come up and just fill that little hole in. That's about all there is to it. Once that dries, you just take a palm sander to it, sand the area, you're done. That's about it. That's all there is to it.